Girija and welcome to Mahabharat Summaries. In the last video we heard the story of King Shantanu and his wife Ganga and the birth of their son Devavrat. If you have missed the video, please click on the link that will pop up right now and you can watch the video there. Also subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss the videos that I keep putting up every week. So this week we will continue with the story of King Shantanu and we will see how he met his other wife Satyavati and how the son of Ganga and Shantanu, Devavrat, came to be known as Bhishma. So at the end of last week's story, we saw how Ganga left King Shantanu with their son Devavrat, but she promised Shantanu that she will return his son to him when she had trained Devavrat enough to face his life full of hardships. So, as she left, King Shantanu was heartbroken, but he still continued to rule his kingdom justly, fairly, and he was a very brave and knowledgeable king, and everybody loved him dearly. Many years passed after Ganga left him, and once he was hunting and he followed a deer along the banks of river Ganga, and at one point he noticed that the flow of the river was very shallow and he was extremely surprised to see it. But when he saw clearly, he could see that a youth was standing along the banks of the river. He was extremely radiant looking, like a prince, and he had stopped the flow of the river using his arrows. Looking at the skill of this young gentleman, Shantanu was really surprised. And when the young man saw King Shantanu, he immediately through his powers created a delusion and he simply vanished. Shantanu realized that this young man was probably none other than his own son. So he prayed to river Ganga that please show yourself and please let me meet my son Devavrat. On hearing Shantanu's plea, Ganga appeared before him along with Devavrat and admitted to Shantanu that this was indeed his own son. And now Devavrat was trained enough to take over the kingdom of Shantanu and continue his lineage. She said that Devavrat had learnt Vedas and other knowledge from none other than sage Vasishtha, who was a very learned sage. And he had also learnt weaponry and the art of warfare from none other than the great Parshuram. Shantanu was extremely happy on seeing his son, who was extremely beautiful and extremely skilled and well-mannered. He took Devavrat back to his kingdom, and Devavrat instantly became a favorite among all the people of the kingdom. As Shantanu was ruling his kingdom happily along with Devavrat, once he was roaming in a forest along the river Yamuna, and he saw a very beautiful woman who had a very sweet fragrance around her. So he approached the woman and asked her who she was. The woman said that she was Satyavati, the daughter of the king of fishermen. So friends, a few weeks back I had put up a story which told the backstory of Satyavati. If you have not seen the video, please click on the link that will pop up right now so that you come to know the backstory of Satyavati. But just to tell it in short right now, Satyavati was born as the daughter of Uparichara, King Uparichara and Apsara Adrika, and this Apsara was in the form of a fish. So Satyavati was born from the belly of the fish, and so she reeked of the smell of fish, raw fish. The fishermen had adopted her as and raised her as their own. And once Satyavati, who was extremely good looking, but she smelled of fish, and she was ferrying a boat across river Yamuna when sage Parashara saw her, and he fell in love with her. And in exchange for her love, he gave her a boon that she will no longer smell of fish, but she will have a very sweet fragrance around her. And this very sweet fragrance and her beauty and her well manners also caused King Shantanu to fall in love with her. And so he approached Satyavati's father and asked her hand in marriage. Satyavati's father was extremely happy, and he told the king that I would be indeed privileged to give my daughter as in wedding to you, but I have a condition. And he said that Satyavati will marry you only on the condition that her progeny, her sons, will succeed you as the king, and not Devavrat or any other son of Shantanu. King Shantanu was heartbroken on hearing this, and though he had fallen in love with Satyavati, he clearly refused this condition and he went back to his palace. But even after returning, he couldn't stop thinking about her, and he was indeed very dejected and very sad at not having her by his side. Devavrat sensed this sadness in his father, and he asked his father's advisor the reason for the king's unhappiness. The advisor told Devavrat what had happened. Devavrat then decided to meet Satyavati's father and convince him to let Satyavati marry King Shantanu. So he went to the king of fishermen and put forward his request. Satyavati's father again repeated what he said, that he would really be happy if his daughter married King Shantanu, but only on the condition that her progeny, her sons, should become kings after King Shantanu and nobody else. Devavrat smilingly accepted this condition and made a promise to Satyavati's father that he would never claim the throne, and he would make sure that Satyavati's son would inherit the throne, and he would forever protect Satyavati's sons and be a protector of the throne. The king of fishermen was really overwhelmed on hearing this, and he was full of praise for Devavrat. But still he had a doubt in mind. So he said that he was really proud of what Devavrat had said, and he really believed Devavrat that he would never go back on his words. But how could he make sure that Devavrat's sons or his progeny would never fight Satyavati's sons for the throne? Then Devavrat made a vow, a promise, which was really very fearsome, very terrible. He made a promise that he would remain celibate throughout life, and he would never have a wife or bear any child. This was really a very fearsome vow at that time, and Satyavati's father was really overwhelmed on hearing this, and he gave permission for Satyavati to marry King Shantanu. When the gods, the Apsaras and the sages heard of this vow, they showered flowers over Devavrat and said that henceforth he will be called as Bhishma. Bhishma means terrible and fearsome, which is so he was named after the kind of vow that he had taken. So he took Satyavati and went back to the palace, and when Shantanu heard of what Bhishma had done, he was really happy with his actions, and he gave a blessing to Bhishma that Bhishma could choose his time of death, and till Bhishma himself decides to die, nobody and nothing can kill him. So this was the story of Bhishma and how he became Bhishma from Devavrat. It is also a story of how Satyavati and Satyavati's father's ambition literally shaped the entire story of Mahabharata, and we will see in the coming stories how this kind of ambition and this kind of a greed can affect generations to come. So please keep tuned in to the channel, and now we are getting closer and closer to the main story and the main characters of Mahabharata, So please keep watching for more videos. Bye.